Good evening. The controversial leader of the Pathways International Restoration Kingdom Ministries, Kevin Smith, is confirmed dead following a crash in St. Catherine this morning. A police officer has also been confirmed dead as a result of the accident. More details on this story with our reporter, Kayleen May.
It has been confirmed that Kevin Smith, the controversial past of the Pathways International Kingdom Restoration Ministries, and a policeman have succumbed to injuries they received in a motor vehicle accident this morning. Smith, along with other co-accused, were being transported from St. James to Kingston when they met in a motor vehicle accident along the Bog Walk bypass in St. Catherine while being transported by the police. Head of the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF Corporate Communications Unit CCU, Senior Superintendent of Police SSP Stephanie Lindsay, confirmed in an interview that a policeman also died while two other cops were critically injured in the incident that occurred about 9:30.
So we're able to confirm that we lost a member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force in a motor vehicle accident this morning. What we know is that sometime after 9, about 9:30 thereabout, two vehicles were traveling to Kingston out of St. James. Both vehicles had two suspects that were implicated in the double murder at the church in St. James last week. The vehicle in which the officer that died was traveling, that vehicle also had Kevin Smith, one of the main suspects in the matter, along with two other police officers. We know that Kevin Smith was also pronounced dead at hospital, and the other two police officers that were in that vehicle, they are now being treated. They receive serious injuries. Their condition is considered critical, but we are hoping and praying and trusting the medical team that's working with them. I know that they're doing the best they can, that they survive fully. For one, is that we're not sure exactly what transpired, apart from the fact that we know that the pilot vehicle indicated that they heard crashing sounds as they were traveling a convoy. And when they looked behind them, they saw the vehicle overturned, and they went to the assistance of the officers where they realized the nature of the injuries, and the ambulance came and took them to a hospital where they were pronounced dead.
SSP Lindsay also explained that Smith was being transferred to Kingston to be formally charged following what is believed to be human sacrifice at the Pathways International Kingdom Restoration Ministries.
Persons were asking why they were heading to Kingston, but as the investigation progressed, they were at the point where they were to be charged. So they were being escorted to the Major Investigation Division in Kingston, where they would go to committal trial. The matter was to be tried directly in the Home Circuit Court. So they were being taken to that location to be formally charged for the double murder. So it happened on Church Street in the vicinity of the Linstead bypass. I'm not able to say which route they took, but we know that there are several routes to Kingston, and I'm sure they would have made the assessment and would have taken the route that they believe would be the safest route to get them there. Unfortunately, there was an accident that would have changed the whole dynamics of them getting from Montego Bay to Kingston safely. We don't know if there were any eyewitnesses to the matter that could help us to understand more clearly what transpired, but as we say, we are hoping for a speedy recovery and a full recovery of the officers that are undergoing treatment now.
Public Relations Officer at the Jamaica Fire Brigade, Emilia Ebanks, during today's interview on Mellow FM, detailed the events on the scene of the accident. The Police Federation's General Secretary, Detective Constable Tamika Thomas, who spoke with our news team while awaiting word on the conditions of the injured police officers whom are being treated at the Spanish Town Hospital, said it is a sad day when one of their own loses their life.
Today it's a very unfortunate situation. We lost one of our members, Constable Orlando Irons. The other two members who were involved in the accident, they are currently being treated at a medical facility. But it is never an easy situation or an easy task for the rank and file cohort of the Jamaica Constabulary Force to lose any one of our members. We are grieving at this time, and we just want to say sincere condolences to his family, colleagues in Area 1, and to the entire rank and file cohort, and by extension the JCF.
We'll bring you more on this story in subsequent newscast. Reporting from Mellow TV News, I'm Kylene May.
Meanwhile, our news team spoke with an aunt of the policeman that died, Marcia Wilson. The policeman has since been identified as Constable Orlando Irons, who was assigned to the Montego Bay Fugitive Apprehension Team. The aunt was at the scene of the accident and described Constable Irons as a great officer and father.
Orlando is the first grandson of my mother and father, and the first son of his mother, who is also sitting here. I don't even know how to explain, but this little young man is so brilliant. I mean, I remember when he was in the police force and he said, "Auntie, I'm not staying in the police force, the security force." And he said, "I'm going into the police force because the security force now have nothing to offer him." And I live in Kingston, they live in St. Anne, and every day as the process continues, he would call me, "Auntie, I need to do my medical." I take him to Slyport. He would stay over at my house. We would pick him up, we would drop him off. When he's going to the embassy, he called me, "Auntie, I'm coming up," and I'd pick him up because I'm the Kingston auntie and they live in the country. Yeah, he always wanted to be a police, and he's a very good one. He gets a lot of awards, like every year him gets something. He's very, very good at his job. Maybe that is why he was on this mission, because I say, why them never find a senior person to put on this mission? Orlando is a great guy, a great father. He is my mother's eyeball. I remember my mother died 2 years ago, and every day is just Lando, Lando, Lando. We call him Lando.
She also explained where she was when she received the news of his passing.
I was at an appointment this morning and I heard of the accident, and I was saying to the ladies there, say, boy, I'm going to call my nephew because I'm stationed at Montego Bay and check to see what is happening, because normally he would give me all the information. Moments after I came out and checked my phone, I saw missed calls from my sisters. And my sister just said, "Marcia, bad news." And right away, Lando flashed. I said, "Just talk and stop. Tell me bad news." And she just told me, "Marcia, Lando." I said, "You're mad? Lando was in the accident?" Like, it was in disbelief. Because I was about to call him, but because my phones, I was at the U.S. Embassy, so my phones were in the car. You cannot take your phone to the U.S. Embassy. So when I came out and saw the phone, I was just saying to the lady that even after I drive, I almost turned back to tell the lady, says it was my nephew that died. And when she said, "I'm police dead," I said, "Jesus, I'm sorry, said the police dead though. I should have just the man alone dead." That's exactly what I said. And only to know that the same child I was just about to call to check on is the same child that died. It's unreal. He's like, my mother has 5 girls and he's our son. I only have 2 daughters, so I don't have any sons. So Lando is like our son.
In other news tonight, the Hunts Bay Police have named 2 men as wanted in connection with the murder of 5-year-old Denise Salmon of Riverside Drive, New Haven, Kingston 20 on October 7. They are 30-year-old Theodore Bearer, otherwise called Theo, a bus conductor of Duhaney Terrace, Kingston 20. Bearer is of slim build, brown complexion, and approximately 5 feet 9 inches tall, and sports a braided hairstyle, as well as 29-year-old Anthony Reynolds, otherwise called Son of Marlborough, New Haven, Kingston 20. He is of slim build, has bleached skin, sports a low haircut, and walks with a limp. These men are being asked to turn themselves in to the police immediately. Reports indicate that at approximately 1:11 a.m., gunmen from warring factions fired shots in the community. During the shooting, DENIQUE, who was in her bed, was shot. The police were alerted and DENIQUE was taken to the Bustamante Hospital, where she was pronounced dead. Anyone with information regarding the whereabouts of Theodore Bearer and Anthony Reynolds is being asked to contact the Hunts Bay Police at 876-923-7111, Crime Stop at 311, or the nearest police station. Still tonight, the St. James Police have launched a major probe into the circumstances that led to 2 prisoners mysteriously escaping from the Freeport Police Station lockup in Montego Bay on Saturday morning. A massive manhunt has since been launched to recapture the 2 fugitives who remain at large. One of the escapees was reportedly facing multiple counts of murder. The 2 were reportedly discovered missing early on Saturday morning during the counting of inmates for morning showers. We will bring you more on this story in subsequent newscasts. Still making Mellow TV news, intensified operations in the St. Andrew South Division have led to the seizure of another firearm, the second in as many days. The latest seizure occurred on October 22 on 9th Street in Greenwich Town, Kingston 13, within the zone of special operations. Reports from the Hunts Bay Police coming into our news center are that between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m., a search of several premises yielded a semi-automatic 9mm pistol, a magazine containing 6 9mm cartridges, and 6 7.62 rounds. 28-year-old Shamar McKay of 9th Street, Greenwich Town, Kingston 13, was arrested in connection with the seizure of the handgun and has since been charged with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. As we continue with the news tonight, jury trials at the St. Thomas, Portland, and Trelawney Circuit Courts have been suspended due to COVID-19 with effect from today, October 25, to November 19. The Court Administration Division, CAD, says the decision was taken as jury boxes are not sufficient to accommodate jurors in accordance with the established physical distancing guidelines. As a result, jurors summoned to serve in the named circuit courts have been excused without any risk of penalty. The division says a decision will be made on jury trials for the remaining circuits in the coming weeks and closer to the date when they are scheduled to begin. Cases that qualify for bench trials and matters in which the Crown and the defense agree to a bench trial will proceed for the circuit term for those courts affected by the suspension. For further information, persons may contact the division at 876-754-8337 or visit the website at www.cad.gov. 4 additional COVID-19 deaths have been recorded in Jamaica, increasing the total of fatalities from the virus now to 2,183. The deceased are a 46-year-old man from St. Elizabeth, an 85-year-old man from Kingston and St. Andrew, a 58-year-old woman from St. Elizabeth, and a 73-year-old female from Portland. The Ministry of Health and Wellness says the fatalities occurred between October 19 and 22. In the meantime, there were 172 new cases, ranging in age from 9 months to 94 years, increasing the total to 88,431, of which 28,888 are active. Of the new cases, 97 are women and 75 are men. In tonight's COVID-19 parish breakdown, St. Catherine recorded 33 cases, Kingston and St. Andrew recorded 29 cases, St. Thomas recorded 18 cases, St. Anne and Portland recorded 17 cases each, St. James and St. Elizabeth recorded 16 cases each, Hanover recorded 9 cases, Trelawney recorded 8 cases, St. Mary recorded 5 cases, while Manchester recorded 4 cases. In the meantime, there were 172 additional recoveries, increasing the total of recovered persons now to 56,761. The Ministry of Health and Wellness has announced that at least 9 parish health departments across the country have started house-to-house vaccinations. In a media release on the weekend, the ministry stated that health teams, including nurses and community aides from Hanover, Manchester, St. Elizabeth, Trelawney, Westmoreland, St. Anne, St. Mary, Portland, and St. Thomas, have been deployed to communities to administer the COVID-19 vaccines to shut-ins, the disabled, and elderly residents. The ministry says the objective of the house-to-house drive is to take vaccines to communities that are not close to a fixed site and to citizens who are not able to travel to the sites. The ministry also stated that the initiative represents another phase in the national vaccination effort to provide access to priority populations. The move comes as the ministry seeks to minimize wastage from a batch of approximately 150,000 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine, which is set to expire in 6 days. And that's our news package for you tonight. Thank you for tuning in to Mellow TV Evening News at 8. I am Shelly Ann Hill. Do stay safe and pleasant viewing.